Let's make some fun ephemera. Hello and welcome to the Treasured Page. I'm Melanie and this is our quiet crafting space. Today I'm going to be working on my journal because this month we are looking at home and hibernate as an overall theme or prompt to work within. And in this journal you can see that I've got some pages here that have been added in by Maria. I'm going to now see if I can alter some things and play with the journal. If you'd like to have a go, all you would need to do is to fold up some pages. You can see here it's just some folded pages, and these are the ephemera pieces that we add. We've been making these little cottage houses and you can see how to do that on previous videos. So we've just got some pages here that are folded in half, and this one is 4¼ inches across by 8½ so it's 21 centimeters by 11 centimeters if you would like to have a go at a little fun skinny journal. And I also show you how to do this folio cover, and you can see here that it flips out at the back, and these are the houses that I've got. Looks like a lovely street here. I'm really pleased with that. That was sent to me by Katia. Okay, so if you're in your quiet crafting space and you'd like to just play along and craft along with me, then that is absolutely brilliant. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to take the scissors to one of my pages. But it's okay because I really like this door. I'm going to cut it out. In fact, this door has inspired me to make a freebie for you. So if you'd like to have a look at my February freebie, you need to head over to my Ko-fi shop, and the link for that will be in the description. Alright, so I've cut away my doorway. I think that's really fun. I'm going to put that over to one side, and as I said, that's inspired my freebie for you today. I'm going to show you that in just a moment, but first I just want to neaten up this piece. See, there was nothing much on the back. I might be able to use that brickwork as a scrap for something. We'll put that to one side and see. Alright, so now I'm left with this piece. I'm just going to have a look and see what the other side of this sheet looked like. And that gives me this house shape, which is quite fun. So I think I might do the same here. I'm just going to cut down here. I'm going to leave this house because I think that could be quite a fun flip. So if you are adding pages into your journal, you might find that some of them have an image or a text block that you could cut out, and then that would give you an interesting page idea. So we're just going to do that for this house because it fits the theme of home and hibernate. Okay, so I'm cutting this out here. This would be more tricky if this had been bound in. Okay, I love that. That's great. But this I'm tearing out. So this is still bound in. I've removed that bit down there, and I'm just coming back to here. And now I can see that this piece is going to come out. So I'll just cut across there, like that. But this piece is very much still bound in, and that's fine because I've got my binding there and there, so it's secured in two places. So this is going to stay. I'm just going to take this bit off here. Going to take that bit off there. Okay, so now we can see this piece here. We can see brickwork, we can see the trailing vine of the ivy going up, we can see the shape of a roof. So that is in keeping with the theme, but on this side it's not. So what I had thought is I could add my doorway there, but I've got the issue of this piece here going to interfere. I just thought that that might be something that I could work with, but I'm not loving it. So I'm going to put that to one side. We've got a little window there, might be able to use that. So I'm going to cut that out. I'm just using up scraps, using up the bits and pieces that I can see within the journal that I've already been given, trying to make it work to the theme, trying to just do something creative with it, to have a play. It's working my brain, figuring out these little challenges, piecing it together like a puzzle. So I'm taking those little elements because we might be able to do something, and that looks like the other half to that window now. So if I chop this bit out, I've got myself a window that I could piece back together. So I could piece that back together and use that scrap to create something else. So I'm going to keep those pieces together because that's quite fun. And here I want to add something else. Now, as I said, I have been inspired by this for a little fun digital freebie, so I'm going to get that now. Okay, so this is a mouthful. My Friday, February freebie is here. So this is going to give us some lovely embellishment pieces, all within the home and hibernate theme. We've got some beautiful doorways here. I think these are great. Now, these are in an archway, so slightly different. You could use them as tags, you could use them as tucks. They can become embellishment pieces on envelopes. All sorts of fun that we can use these for. You can cut in with a craft knife to be able to allow the door to open. And then we've got some little fun characters that may live in these houses. And of course, we had to have a cat. Now, this is Maggie and this is Freddie. That's not my dog, but my mother has a dog like that, and he's called Freddie. So there we are, that's Freddie. He's an American Cocker Spaniel. And then this could be a lovely friend to come and live in one of these houses, or certainly come and visit. We've got parcels, we've got the pot plant, and we've got Wellington boots for the cold, muddy days that we are seeing here in the UK. So that's all fun. We're going to play with that, but I did think one of them could be attached to this little tab here, so I'm going to go ahead and have a play with this idea. Alright, so we're going to have a play with this. I'm just getting some coffee dyed paper here, which is going to be a backing paper for, I think it could be a tag. Let's see. So we've got that bit and we've got that bit now. Now on the back here I had a misprint, so that is why that looks like that. And we're going to put some glue down. So this was a misprint because I ran out of ink, so you can see now that I'm able to use this paper. I just reprinted it on the other side. I'm going to cover it up with my coffee dyed paper here, which is great because that will only strengthen it up. It'll give it a nice writing space there, or a surface to decorate on. I'm going to turn it over, and now I'm going to get my bigger scissors and I'm just going to cut round. I've done it this way because I tend to get a nicer seal of glue. I've glued right up underneath that edge there, and now I'm cutting into a well stuck down piece, so I know that I've got a good seal on that edge. It's a nice trick to remember because you know the glue goes outside of the border of your image here, so I'm just cutting this around. And you can just print this off and then you can play along with me if you want to do that. You can pause the video, go and gather the things, and we can make this little, I think it's going to be a tag. So there we go, and now we have it that way. I've cut it higgledy-piggledy at the bottom, just following the shape because that could be of interest. And I'm just going to do the same thing again, I think, for this blue door. Alright, I'm putting some paper down there because on the other side I've got the dogs. So these are looking good with the coffee or tea stain paper on the back there. That adds a nice little vintage vibe. Now on this one I found some writing paper, so I'm just going to put that down. That came from a notepad. So I'm sticking that one down there. The other thing you could do is just layer on some scraps as well. This one out. Okay, there we go. So that has got lined paper on the back there. Now for this one I found some spare digital kit that I was using. This comes from my backgrounds that you can have a look on the Ko-fi shop. So I'm just going to be adding that down here. Let's have this bit there. Push that down and then we'll just cut that out. Alright, so I've just cut out my yellow doorway there. I think I might trim that bottom bit off a bit more. We can round the corners if we want to. Oh, didn't quite make it at the top. That's annoying. What happened there? Let's just take that round a bit more. So I've got my tags all cut out. Now I'm just cutting out my little embellishment pieces here. This one is the little cat. And I've backed it onto some other paper again, coffee paper. So now we've got the strength of 2 pieces of printing paper, making this a more strengthened piece. There's our little cat, and you can see that she's going to look super cute coming to sit on the doorstep. So we can choose where she's going to go. Now, it's not essential to strengthen these pieces if you were just going to stick them down, but you could create a little tuck if you wanted to. So you could just glue a portion of the embellishment down. So you could just glue some of the dog down, and then that could create a little tuck if you've strengthened it up. So it just gives you, well, gives me options because I'm not sure how these are going to go. So I have backed the larger embellishments, which are the dogs. And I'm not going to worry too much about the pot plant, the boots or the parcel. They can just be stuck down. So there we have the little dog. All right, I've got my fun little pieces here. I'm just taking off that white cut line with some ink. I'm using ground espresso here. Nice dark edge just to go around. Just gives it a little bit more of a professional finish. Finishes it off nicely. Gives it a little framed look. And going round here, and then maybe coming in a little bit on the bottom of these boots to make them look a little bit more worn, like they have been out on a dog walk or they've been used to do some gardening. There we are. And then this pot plant was a bit more challenging to cut out. You could just cut the pot out and then you could paint on or draw on some spiky leaves. So that's all I'm doing there. And then the same again going round my tags. Nice little border, hiding the cut line and just bringing it all together as a piece with a little darkened frame of the oxide ink that I'm using there. It doesn't have to be oxide ink. Any brown ink will look great. So there we go. Now we can have fun piecing them together. So all we need to do now is work out who lives where, which dog goes where, which cat goes where, who has the welly boots, who has the parcel delivery. So we could just start playing around here. Maybe that goes there. Maybe Maggie comes and lives at the pink house, perhaps with the parcel. Or does she like the plant? Maybe it's like that. How about this one? This one looks like maybe the... No, I'm not sure. I like that there. Maybe this one has the plant. I think Freddie definitely lives here. I think we'll have Freddie living there. And I think this guy lives here. Yes. Okay, maybe parcel comes here. Maggie lives there. Who has the welly boots? I don't know now. Maybe the wellies. Maybe this is the gardener. This is the gardener. Freddie lives there. Maggie collects the parcels. And this guy is here. I think I'm happy with that arrangement. Okay, so we've got Maggie and the parcels here with the pink door. So we've got the gardener here, we've got the spaniel living there, and we've got this fun guy comes and looks after the house here. Look, he looks like he's going to be a friendly one. So we're going to have him there, and I think he'd be lovely as a tuck point. So I'm only going to just glue down some of him. So that could be a fun tuck point, and then we'll just put in an embellishment up the top. And then these are just some awesome little tags. So I think that they are super fun. So I'm just using a stronger PVA glue to glue down some of the dog, I think, because I think he's going to be a little tuck point here, make the tag interactive. So I'll have him here. So I'll have him here, and then it'd be quite fun to have a little tiny letter or something you could have behind there. So that I think is great. Okay, same again here, because I just think these ones can take it. And then I'm just going to glue down my boots. The boots and the plant are going to be stuck down. Okay, so the boots and the plant have been stuck right the way down, no tuck point there. That's fun, and I might do the same here. I don't think Maggie can cope with anything tucked behind her, but maybe the parcel could. I'm putting glue in an L shape here because this could potentially be a little tuck point. I'll put that there. And just adding my little cat here. So I've just added the little cat there, and I only glued it to about there, so the head is free. So this does move. It does look a little bit more three-dimensional. But if you had three-dimensional sticky foam pieces, that could work as well. And you could make a card out of these, because they're quite fun, aren't they? If you had a nice matching background, you could definitely use those as card toppers. So there we go. I hope you have fun playing around with those as part of the freebie today. Go and download those. I've punched a hole for my little tab top here, so I'm just going to squash that down. And there we go. With the crocodile, I've just put a little eyelet in that one, and we can have a look at what we want to put in the top. So I've got a little bit of eyelash trim here. Let's put that in for something a bit more fancy. So I've got a bit of eyelash yarn here. I think we all went through a phase at one time buying this stuff, so it's quite nice to be able to use it. I'm just going to chop that off at the top. It's just a little detail. Maybe I like that. Maybe I don't. Not sure. There we go. And I just found that little pom-pom. So these work if you've got any fun yarns. I've just found that. I've tied that on there as well. So I think that they could be really nicely decorated up with some lace toppers. I think that one would work well with a lace. So I think these are finished off by a little topper. So I'm just going to put in a staple here. I've got this old vintage staple. I might turn that back up on itself and glue it, or whether I'd like the staple. No, I quite like the staple for a change. Let's have that. This is a pretty staple. These are copper staples. And I'm just stapling on this little lace embellishment up the top there. I think that's quite sweet. I might stick a flower over the top of it if I'm not happy. Yes, maybe. They're just a little bit of fun. Easy peasy, nice little crafting session to add to your journal so we can see what that would look like. I think we definitely want this one to come and be in here, and that's going to work nicely. So I'm just going to cut that off, and then this, so I can tip him in. I'm just going to add some ink here because I think that it's not too bad to just have that like there. It sort of blends in. It looks like there's a little bit of a house. There's a word there, but I think that's okay. And I should just put some glue on the very edge here. Otherwise it's going to cover too much up of the tag on the back. And it would be nice to think that I could write on it if I wanted to. I think that that's going to look quite fun there, and then we get this little lace poking out the top. Okay, the doorway's in position. I love that little fun little flip over writing space there. I'm just going to add in this scrap here to just blend it in a bit more with the colours. There we go, that's great fun. And if I want to hide the back, so I'm just now adding a little bit of glue and this scrap of fabric, and then that will hide the stapler back if you want to, just to neaten it up. I quite like that look. So that is my little tip in, my little flip over, and it's just fun because it fits within the theme. So we can now bring this back into our house. And then we start seeing some fun things appearing here in the journal just to bring it all to life. So there's plenty of writing space here, here and here. Over we come, interesting thing, and then off we go with more journaling and tuck points, things to decorate and enjoy. So that was a lot of fun, and you can see that these can come and be added into the journal at various points, bringing in a little detail and certainly some extra fun, so they can become tuck points for which to put papers behind. They can be paper clipped on with interesting paper clips, and they can become toppers for envelopes as well as tags. So I hope that that is a little bit of inspiration. Certainly very easy way to decorate a simple journal, and just give you the idea that you could add some fun notes to the back. Perhaps you want to focus on things within your home this year, little jobs that need doing. You could have a to-do list and really focus in to see whether you can get some of those things done. I definitely know that I've got a few jobs that I want to focus on and make sure that I get those done this year. So I thought that they would be really nice little reminders, little goals, to come away at the end of the year feeling really accomplished that I actually did them. So those are going to be my little goal cards for which to add on things that I want to achieve within the home this year. So there we go. I hope that that gives you some inspiration and a little bit of fun to play with in your quiet crafting spaces. Thank you so much for watching. Do please subscribe to the channel. So head over to the coffee shop page. The link is below. You'll find lots of freebies there for you. Have fun making those fun ephemera pieces for your journals this month to bring that to life for the home and hibernate if you're following along with that project at the moment. And I will be back really soon, and I'll show you how we're going to tackle this floating pocket that's coming up. So we'll do that very soon over the weekend. Okay guys, thank you for watching, and above everything else, just slow down and make crafting time for you. Bye bye now.